Hello, can you hear me? You have microphone or something like I can't hear you. I can't hear you, man.
Hello.
Yep. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, cool.
So how are you, man?
Yeah, fine. You've been conducting the free code camp online sessions also?
Yep. I'm into too many activities. Your
Yeah,
voice is pretty low. Can you just increase
yeah,
mic
yeah.
level or something?
Sure. Is it okay now? Hello.
I need to struggle a bit.
Hello.
Yep. It's better.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So yeah, you got the question right. So
So for solar rooftops, na, that one.
yeah, that one.
So it's quite possible, like on building technology just for like its Indian perspective, it would be different approach. Like what I did my R&D on was let's make electric bikes and
Right.
let's make a parking area where we put our bicycle on bicycle stand and the
Mm,
roof section of that parking area is like very simple for bicycle. It's just two poles and a shade. On roof
right.
shade we can put our panels and we can charge our batteries of those. So in that case, I did some research, and that's very practical and very much doable. So I'll show you my research work. So I'll just share my screen right now.
Sure. So that is powering the lights inside the shed.
Sorry, what?
So the roof in the parking area, what is it powering? The lights here? The lights
No. The electric bikes. It is charging the electric bike.
there.
So
Okay,
the concept was like charging your transportation unit using that roof area. That's our basic concept.
great.
With cars, there are some research done for the cars, but cars on that roof section is quite complicated. Complicated in the sense like that surface area is little and your batteries are pretty large, and while having a torque in car you need a torque like pretty nice torque to generate that much energy. It takes a lot of time. So what right now I'm focusing on is like practicality point of view from Indian perspective. Like in India also we need that transportation. And so I focused on making electric bikes and how to charge those electric bike off grid. So that
Right.
time I did a lot of research. So yeah, that is possible. That's not that complicated actually. So I built some charge controller for that. Right now I'm working on a solar powered computer. So like uh, this is my simple laptop.
Right.
Laptop backside screen is sufficient enough to power up my entire system. So this is much more practical and much more acceptable by our
Right.
Indian customers.
Right.
So again, but the problem lies is the same. Like you have a limited surface area, you need to charge it up, and you need to use that energy for your day-to-day activity. So that
Right.
problem statement was falling, and your question was falling under that problem statement. So that's why I answered it. And
And
yeah, it's very much possible. It's not that complicated. The main thing would be like electronics point, which I can take care. That's not an issue. So you can work on it. And I did some research on battery pack solar panel. So this is my screen. Can you see my screen?
yeah, I can see that.
Okay, I'll just show you.
It's 12:45.
So this was some of the work for solar panels. Show you this. Just one second. And I'll show you this thing. Tesla batteries are made out of these cells. Yeah, this one. This
Okay.
one is manufactured by Panasonic. So I made some battery pack, and this battery pack was 25,000 milliamp hour, and it took me around 4 hours by 100-watt panel to charge it up, and this was sufficient for my solar computer. So then I made a charge controller. Charge controller is needed as a bridge between your solar panel, batteries, and third one is like whatever system who is going to consume the energy. And there's an equation in to bridge between that. Like if sun is producing too much energy, then current will directly bypass the battery and go to the circuit. And if it is not, then battery kicks in. And some scenario you have grid supply. Like some houses have electric connection available to from main grid. It's available. So you can actually plug in your AC supply, and your battery packs will get new source. Like this is from AC supply, then solar. So yeah, AC supply, solar, and battery pack. So like three units were there. Then another thing was to make a battery protection circuit. Like if you can't overcharge your batteries, over discharge your batteries, that will reduce the life cycle of a battery. So I
Right.
built these stuff for one of my project, and I made it flexible. Like you can put in 7 volt to 36 volt, whatever panels you want to put in. So this was one thing. Then another thing I found was there's a lot of work needed to be done in this sector. Like we are not producing our own panels. There's a lot of vacuum in this sector. So whatever work we do, like we can do actually do a lot of work. Same system can also help in if you want to go for agriculture electronics, like simple stuff like water pump. You don't need that fancy stuff. Like very simple stuff you do, it is very much doable. It's not that complicated. Uh, the problem is like awareness. People are not aware of it, and there's a second issue: digital literacy. So I need to many time I need to put a website, put a content, like do that band baja barat like advertisement, hype it out a lot.
Right.
Then people get together, then we sit and talk. And if I put a effort for 1 month, I hardly get 100 registration, and out of 100 registration, like 20 people show up. But somehow like that are quality people and things work out. But yeah. So that is one sector. Another sector I'm thinking of is like off-grid clinics, like medical clinics which are off-grid. Again, rooftop, battery packs, and medical devices. So you can see a pattern into it. Like it's not that complicated. The bottleneck is like digital literacy and awareness. So it's not that complicated. So that's why in that comment I mentioned it's very much possible. Like if you want to work
Right.
on it, like we can make it over here, not an issue.
And do you think that there's any difference in the type of solar panel which they
Tesla is using,
hello
uh,
yeah
or the available ones.
yeah
So
means
I'll
what
share this, like or the types
yeah
of solar panel. Like basically, it's chemistry of the solar panel, and in India we don't manufacture any solar panel. That's very sad part. Like we manufacture panel, but the black cells we don't manufacture it.
right
We simply import it. I don't understand why can't you fucking produce your solar panel? Like
true
what's the point of being dependent on other guys? So what Indian guys are doing, like they just buy it and they hype their profit margin
right
and they do some fancy work and they do shitty work. So I try to contact this. Uh, I won't take the names, but like big shots who are in India, very big shots who are having like so much turnover and they have so much power plants and all.
right
So I went to them and asked those guys like they I dig in. I actually dig into a lot of stuff and I found out they themselves don't manufacture it. Even this one more thing I found out was like government of India or local administration or central administration put a lot of effort in making solar park. So what these these big guys do is like they buy a chunk of sector of that area and they invest and they establish that panels. Like if government say I want to put a plant of 100 megawatts, some guy will come in like Torrent or some other guy. Uh, they will say he will establish 25 megawatts, but the panels they use, they hype it out. That's not the actual price. Like they show it in their like CSR and this thing. "Yeah, we invested this much amount, but that actually don't worth that much amount." So yeah, that's a loophole which I found very dissatisfying. So then I thought, okay, let me work on self-sustainable model, like a simple house all its requirements are being fulfilled locally and transportation requirements are solved locally. That's it.
right
Simple. What's needed, like Uber, rooftop solar panel is sufficient. And in India, we are very lucky. We are close to equator,
right
so we have a very nice sun exposure. Like, we don't need to be dependent on grid supply.
right
So yeah, that's a real good look. And solar panels are like still the ones which are available. There's something called monocrystalline and polycrystalline. Polycrystalline are pretty cheap, but their efficiency is 10%. And the big panels you see outside, very huge panels, they just simply put it out there. There are multiple factors which results in hardly 1% efficiency. I even took a screenshot. There is a solar plant in Gujarat when I was in Ahmedabad. So that area there was one big solar plant. So you can actually go and see their everyday chart, everyday performance. So it was hardly 1% efficiency. Like whatever solar conversion efficiency was, it was hardly 1%. And they're not even company who can provide services for running a solar plant. Like you need to actually monitor which panel is producing how much electricity, where is it going from, like how much is the storage is there, which panel need cleaning, like panel accumulate dust, it reduce the efficiency, you need to clean it. Then orientation, if panels are little bit disoriented, it will lose the efficiency and all those factors. So there's not much company which provide these services. So yeah,
yeah
these were the
but
sectors.
uh,
Then
what about Tesla is
hello,
Tesla is advertising yeah
your voice is cracking, man.
hello sorry hello
Haha, your voice is still
Yeah,
crackly. 10%.
okay, I'll try slowly. So, what Tesla is uh, trying to say is that if we have 100 uh, Tesla power plants, then it can you know make the whole world run on solar energy.
Yeah.
So if that is the footprint he is offering, why aren't we able to create efficient solar panels, or is it the technology is different? Or
Okay, so, I'll add few points like the panels Tesla using, the panels which Tesla are using in their solar city project are monocrystalline panels, and their orientation is like a chessboard. If you watch their video, it's like they put a panel, then there's a dummy tile, then there's a panel on the other side. So
right.
that is there, and yeah, that thing we can work on. Like we also can work on. But I'll share this thing. This will blow up your mind completely. Like solar energy can be used not just by panels, but there is something called light has two property. Light has property of photons, and light also have
Right.
energy, IR radiation. So when I said
Right.
IR radiation, I mean that. Like if you take a glass box and if some light is coming in, it will get entrapped. That's how like solar cooker and all those stuff work.
Mm.
So this is one concept. Just remember that. The second concept is how our refrigerator works. Just try to understand this. We have a ice cube chamber, and
Right.
if you see the back side of refrigerator, we have radiator like small pipes. Okay, and we have a compressor. Compressor, what it will do is like from ice chamber, it will extract the heat and put it outside. Simple.
Mm.
If we reverse this mechanism,
Oh,
we'll put a chamber section outside. It will absorb the external heat and pump out. I'll show you this video. Just watch this video. It will give you a clear picture.
and one question: you're you're providing
Like
switches or water?
this thing, like solar panel, like
Yeah.
self-sustainability using solar energy. That part, I'm saying like solar panel is one solution, but there is one more solution which I found recently,
Mm.
and this is like 40-year-old technology.
Okay.
And yeah, so I totally agree to that point. Ki with solar panel we can do that work, but using this we can do a little bit extra. Can you open this thing?
Yeah. One second.
Just watch this video.
Hi, my name's Jeff, and I'm the director.
Just let me know once you're done.
So they have like room temperature around minus, right? No.
I really
Okay,
can't
that
hear
is
your voice, man.
room hello.
Ha.
So uh, they're pumping the tap water only, right? Hello.
No. Like the phenomena is that black sheet you have seen now.
Yep. Yeah.
Black sheet is absorbing heat and IR radiation from it. What's your background? What's your background?
Computer science.
Computer science. Okay. So black sheet is absorbing heat, and
Right.
inside that there is piping. It's a coolant. Coolant
Okay.
absorb heat and it change its states from liquid to gaseous form. So gas is heat, is like with heat. Then it
Right.
comes to compressor. Compressor compress it back. So once you compress something, things get heated up. Like if you pump a bicycle thing and you hold it at the bottom, it's very heated up.
Right.
So that area gets too much heated. So there is a mechanism to store all the heat at one location. Then,
Okay.
if you remember, like in school days, we used to study engine, car, not engine.
Right.
In energy is equal to mcv delta T. Delta T is change in temperature.
Right.
So mass is constant, cv is constant, and change in temperature. If there is a change in temperature, we can convert heat energy directly to mechanical energy. Okay,
Okay. Right.
so this engine, like we can have this simple engine. I'll just Google simple Carnot engines and I'll just try to explain what I'm thinking. Using that engine mechanisms, we can also convert to electricity. Very simple. Without using solar panels, but still we are using solar energy. And this mechanism will work even if night time. Like even if there
Right.
is no sun, our earth absorb energy, and there is something called IR radiation. If you use thermal camera, you can see
Right.
greenish reddish thing,
Right.
orange thing. So those stuff radiates IR energy. Still this sheet will absorb all those little heat and accumulate it at one location. So we can do the thermal to electric conversion using this mechanism. So this is something which caught my interest, and it's 40-year-old technology. It's not new technology. So simple way to produce electricity, but this was been suppressed. This is also something which can help in using, like, that's again limited surface area. So in case we have that same limited surface area, we can use that area efficiency by 3-4 times. On roof, on top, we can have panels get heated up. If you put solar panel into the roof, it will get heat up. So on bottom of this, we can put this mechanism. So we are using solar directly for electricity, then this
Oh,
mechanism again, which is converting thermal to electricity. Solar is using photons. Photon hit, electron jump, and then we use that. So this is
right.
also a mechanism, like we can add up and do some wonderful works. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. And there's no manufacturing in India. Like, I feel very sad. We don't even produce our nail cutters. Our nail cutters are also coming from China and Taiwan.
And I heard that there's no like IC chips are manufactured in India.
Yeah, none.
None, right?
Simple IC chips. But yeah, that's there. Right now, like for manufacturing IC chip, we need very clean environment. I'm not sure when that will start, but let's work with our current scenario. And what I thought to focus on is solar powered computer. And we even solve this drinking water problem. Like we don't get pure mineral drinking water, no? So we build this machine. We just check it out, which makes 200 liter per day drinking water. Just open this tab and we build this machine. And this month we are supposed to launch it. Watch that video. It converts, it makes drinking water out of air, pure mineral drinking water.
Yeah.
So you don't need any pipe supply.
Okay. So it's creating a rain-like atmosphere inside a box.
So it's kind of new source for drink water.
Right. Great. So that much water is in the air around us.
I can barely hear you, man.
Now that much water is in the air around us. I mean,
So how
200
what,
liters,
what
200 liters per day. You're saying so that much water is in the air around us.
yeah, that much water it's able to convert. Like water in atmosphere is in like metric tons. Like that much water get evaporated every day. So this is like this machine's efficiency. Then other machines we are still building for agriculture purpose that will make 1,000 liters a day. But this is a prototype. This was old prototype. So I'll show you the new design. Like we upgraded it to new design. And right now we have to. This is the design. Just so this will be the design. This is the one we are thinking to launch. And over here, it will also monitor atmosphere quality, like what is the pollution level and all the very minute details of atmosphere. And all the data will be going to MongoDB server, and we can actually monitor the data. And the plan is to cover the its running cost from side advertisement or something else. So we put this screen for advertisement. So that's a plan right now. But let's see how things work. Its manufacturing cost is costing too much. But in this scenario also we got the same problem. We have limited surface area. Like should we get a grid power supply or should we put in batteries or should we go for solar? So
Mind blown.
yeah. So right now we still have to code the front end. Like for this Uravu lab, it's a hardware product. I'm a hardware guy. I work on electronics. Just for this team, I need to learn like Node.js, Express.js. I'm just learning these stuff just to back other guys. The front end is not my core domain. but I'm still learning it. Yeah, but these are the small issues which I feel very disappointed when I see people still struggling for very simple issues. That's just because of lack of awareness or digital literacy. There's no other reason to have those issues. Like in summertime, there's so much heat in atmosphere. We can convert that heat to direct electricity. We can use electricity to either cool our rooms or make water or do some simple stuff.
Right.
So those are things. Yeah. For transportation, like battery packs are there. And solar, we can make a solar parking, like bicycle stands with rooftop and battery pack. Whenever someone parks his bicycle, it will charge up its bicycle. And in one charge, bicycle can move to 200 kilometers. That's simple. So you don't need to put panels on your bicycle. You can have one common station where people can park and charge up their devices, use their devices. Simple. So to focus on right now, focusing on solar power computer, like solar computers. I'm trying to build a solar power computer under 25,000. Uh, Quad core, 2 GB RAM, eMac memory, 1 TB hard disk, keyboard, mouse. And that platform will act as for me as a medium where next time I'm doing something, I can publish my content directly to those specific devices. That's what I'm working on. At the same time, this drinking water is something we are trying to like make it, finish it within this season. Because once summers come, then people start dying unnecessarily.
Right.
So yeah, you can help me in building this website if you want to contribute from
Sure,
some
sure.
point.
Please
Yeah,
tell me.
yeah. And other than that, I'm right now in Northeast in Guwahati. I'm in a very remote location. This is like my setup. This is my bed without even cushion. So this is how I stay. And I cook myself right now just to keep my expenses pretty low. And I'm traveling in remote locations and trying to figure it out how things work. What's the definition of technology for people point of view? How local administration work and behave, and there's a lot of things to be done now. It's very ugly. So I'm learning step by step.
But are
And not
people accepting? Are people accepting?
sorry.
Are people accepting like
Yeah,
which?
yep. So I'm learning local language over here. This is my sixth language I'm learning over here. And in the meantime, like free code camp, I'm using free code camp as a frame of reference. So I'm building a developer community over here, especially those guys who are trying to teach themselves how to code and like they're self-taught. So those guys know the struggle of learning. So I got three guys like them. Uh, Next time I'm planning to organize a hangout, but there's no road, like there's no solid road over here, and it's raining. So online hangout works better rather than physical meetup. Like these locations are not that much developed. Like this, you won't find any 2-story, 3-story building in these areas. Maximum houses are on ground floor. And from their point of view, and I feel like this is what 70% of India is. Before this, I was in Chhattisgarh, and again, other travel location that was in Dantewada, like same place where that Naxalite thing happened. Again, same scenario. And what I felt was people are native guys are much more talented, like, because without external support, they are living in that same location from like thousands of years. Like, so they know their diversity, they know like measurement, and they do wonderful work. Like with metal, they make so many beautiful stuff. When people don't know about the measurement, they used to do everything out of their instinct. So what I feel like technology and stuff should be the way they want, not the way we think they need. So yeah, this is something. So I'm trying to make some products, come up with some simple solutions. I'm struggling right now.
Has it happened? Has it happened that one model has to work at one place and it is not accepted in another place? Something like.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it happened like many places. Like I'll tell you an example. Sometimes you use webcam to take snapshots.
Right.
Okay. So over here, people are habitual of using WhatsApp. So they are comfortable with this method of using technology. So they are somehow comfortable with cameras. So I went to one tribal location and they simply said not to take photographs because they think it will capture their soul and take it away with them. So they refused me and threatened me like if you take a snapshot like this would be your last day. So I think okay, I won't take a snapshots and click photographs. So they get very afraid of it. So yeah, I got into troubles unknowingly. It happened. You won't believe like local administration, these guys. Local admin is like you need to talk in a very diplomatic way, like yes sir, oh nice sir, you are god sir, this and that, and that's not my nature. So I told one guy, he shut the fuck up. So I got into very bad trouble that day. Like I just hurt his ego. So let's not go in detail. But yeah, like even if you're doing something good, which is actually going to save a lot of life, but there are many people like who don't accept it. Not the guy who need it, but different level of people who like have a fixed mindset. Like this is the only way to do things. Don't teach me how to do things.
Right.
So that kind of rigid people creates a lot of issue, and sometimes people are habitual of looking things and doing things out of from the sake of like what's in there for it's in there for
Yeah.
him. Like some causes are good, but the guys who are the decision makers, they go like what's in there for me, like mujhe kya
Right.
mera. So then they go forward to it. So yeah, people have different reactions like to different stories. So right now focusing more on psychology point of view, like how people think, what how they behave, and then try to present stuff the way they want. So this is what I'm focusing on. This water from air, this is what needed. Once it is done, like you can put it on rooftop, anywhere, desert, seashore, it will just convert humidity into drinking. And
Amazing.
once we have the hardware done, then we can get all the data on our cloud server, secure it, and actually monitor how my climate is behaving, how humidity and all is behaving, who is what are the carbon dioxide, monoxide, nitrogen levels are there in atmosphere. Okay, these water are germ free. Like there's no germ. You have air filters which blocks those stuffs. So we're just getting pure mineral water, and we are adding extra mineral cartridge. So it's like mineral water out of here. And right now it is costing something like 1.5 rupees, something 1.3 or 1.5 rupees per liter. And if you go outside, you have to pay 20 rupees. And then you
Absolutely.
throw the plastic, that's other waste. And the plant who is manufacturing it, it is just sucking out all the water from one hole, bringing down the water table of entire area. So that's unnecessary inefficiency. So I felt very sad about it. So Yeah, that's one thing. Then another thing which I felt was like in school days, I was being introduced to computers pretty late, and it was like very hectic. Once we are out of college, then we realize like these stuffs are not that complicated. The amount of effort we put in understanding and learning for AIEEE and IIT coaching and all those bullshit was much more complicated than this. We don't need those fucking stuff. That's not useful right now in my lifestyle. And once I see the people, their parents, the society, they think coaching, coaching, coaching. Bullshit. Just give them an exposure. So solar computer in native language, you just fucking play games, do nothing. Fucking play games and just learn how to Google. So my first session would be like how to Google. Like in Google, you have those shortcuts to get exact information you want. That's you need. That will say do a lot of it. So yeah, solar. That's what needed. You just need to know how to feed yourself. You are hungry. You need to know what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. Simple. So
So,
yeah,
so,
transportation.
so do you earn anything out of it, or you like?
No, not earning anything. So I tried freelancing and all, but not in good luck. I don't get any client till now. So yeah, I'm spending from pocket. I can survive. Like I have money to survive for like next. I can take it to what is this month? This is July now. I can stretch it next month. Then from September, I need to think. I will call my dad.
Um, okay, I could give you freelancing projects if you want.
Yeah, yeah. So that is something I need because it happened with me earlier also. Then that time I just panicked and start posting in a group like I'm looking for a job. Then you only message me back, what the fuck you are doing, man? That's not your nature. Then I realized, yeah, that's true, but I'm just bankrupt, and it's very difficult for me to explain to my parents like why I'm doing the stuff I'm doing. Before this, I was working in Mercedes Benz, man. I can't
Yeah,
even just justify like what I did.
yeah, I think you quit on the Independence Day or something.
Yeah, during that time, that happened. Ah, and I found few more stuff where we can do wonderful work as a software engineer. Like people over here have very simple solution problems and they need very simple solutions. And something gets stuck, it need to work pretty fast. Simple. Like they need very simple solutions. But what authorities are doing, they're outsourcing the work, like IT work, to Wipro and TCS, all those guys. And we know the structure, how things work in Wipro. Like
Right.
we know that stuff. We shouldn't go in that direction. So even if we provide like the services that will act as a huge help, and right now I'm thinking how to focus my developer group. In Northeast, in Ahmedabad community, it's like 580 people. So that community is going pretty good. Northeast, I'm building a community, and right now I got in free code camp, I got 168 guys, but they are very distributed. Northeast is very distributed. So I'm focusing on just one state, Guwahati, right, Assam right now. And over here, I got just two guys who are very local and they are teaching themselves how to code. So just bring that people together, build a very small company, just very small, which provide very simple services to authority. That will help. And one more thing, as a software engineer, we can help is like these hardware, like IoT products are just sending me data on server. So I got a database. Even if we provide a very simple visualization, that's it. We need a very simple visualization of data. That will help. Before this, I was in a project of maternal and child care. I was helping the hospital in maternal child care department. So every day, like I used to travel to forest with doctor. We used to go for camp, medical camp, and women used to come and we have to do like medical testing, uska hemoglobin level, iron level, BP, sugar, blood pressure, and what's the growth rate of kids. So like there are three phases, like first trimester, second trimester, like first 3 months, second 3 month, then 2 month, and then last month for the delivery. And after the delivery, it's like 1 month follow up. And in this duration, there are 18 danger signals. In the sense, like if in this phase, if this thing happens, then surely she is going to die. In this condition, if this thing happens, surely she is going to die. So, and in India, we have maximum maternal death. So that's why I said off-grid cleaning. So even if we have like small system where we can accumulate data locally and feed it to server and display it properly, that itself is a huge help. And I did it with simple Raspberry Pi, like simple Raspberry Pi. And it was capturing the data and people were recording it. So right now I'm thinking to go with a better processor. So I'm using ARM Cortex, ARM 53 microcontroller with 2 GB RAM and 16 GB eMAC memory and 1 TB hard disk, just to store feed in data locally. So kids, the same kids who are learning computers just to play games on Linux, once they grow up, from 9 to 10, they will learn how to Google, how to fill form, how to fill online banking system and railway form, how to find school, college dates and all. That also needs skill. I didn't know that, and I was pissed off. Like for me, one of my shocking movement was during you remember during our time there was AIEEE, and after school you have to give AIEEE, and after AIEEE you have to get rank. What the fuck? Then on that basis of rank you have to apply on personal colleges.
Right.
ठीक है? Why the hell you are doing that? And after that there was first round. If it didn't happen, you have to apply again. Second round, third round, fourth round, and even after fourth round, some people drop out of college, and you have to apply again. So you need to follow up. And that I got my college just because of that, because I used to keep track of situation like who is going, and then I found a lazy guy who is lazy enough not to fill form on time. So one seat is empty, go fill and you get the seat. So even filling up all those forms, yeah, that's bad, but yeah, these things can help. So solar computer, like this is what I'm very strongly believing on. Solar computer, this water from here, these two things. But the point is like for building these stuff, I need personally like small equipments. I don't have much equipment over here. So buying those equipment is expensive. So I was looking for some freelancing work. I didn't get any freelancing work. So yeah, figuring it out. But for your query for self-sustainable vehicles which charge themselves up is possible. It's practical. It's not complicated. And it's doable. I strongly agree with that. Like if you are in mood, you can come over here. We can stay in this place. Like this is 2 BH. It's actually 3 BHK house. Like in remote area, you get houses for pretty cheap. So
Amazing.
this house is like 3 BHK. Yeah, you can take a rest of like 2 rooms. Well, kitchen is also very big. You can park your car. Still, there will be a space in kitchen. So we can build our car in kitchen. We'll cook and build our car in kitchen. Sufficient space and sunlight. So what are the things you are involved in right now these days?
I'm a freelancer actually.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
but since this January this year, I have been doing bit of marketing. Marketing in the sense, I'm trying to get clients for local freelancers in Bangalore. So talking up to people and inquiring for projects and talking to developers and giving them projects.
Nice. So you're working alone?
Yeah, alone. I have a meetup group also. So
In
that
Bangalore?
is, yeah, in Bangalore.
Bangalore is like hyperactive.
Hyperactive still, I would say it doesn't have a heart. It is just money, money and hello,
Your voice is cracking pretty well. I really want to listen to you.
hello. Audible
Yep,
now?
yep, yep.
Yeah. Or should I call again just to check if
Uh,
voice is?
or you can call. You have Geo phone.
Yeah, Geo phone is.
You can
Yeah.
call me on my number.
Okay. We are also on Geo.
Yep. Hello, आवाज आ रही है?
I just mute this.
My voice is repeating. Just yeah. Say something. Yeah, I can hear you. It's still better. Huh. You're showing some. I'm not. Okay. This is the meetup page. So, I can barely hear you, man. Just
What's wrong? What's wrong?
hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Still, yeah. This is better than this.
Yeah. Okay, let me just finish it quickly. Um, so you got the gist. You got the gist of what I do, right? So,
Okay. You were
so
saying like from January, you are not involved in freelancing as a full time. So I didn't get that sentence. Can you
yeah,
repeat?
I mean, I'm not actually. I used to work on a contract basis for a company as well as do freelancing. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, there was a US client which used to give me regular work, but that well, ended as well as the contract also ended. And since January this year, I'm doing marketing and freelancing. So, and marketing is because thing is there was a struggle period for me, and I wanted to help people who are struggling. Specifically, when I first came to Bangalore, I was going door to door for interviews. So, if I can motivate a few uh, and the people who are looking for jobs, if they know how to use their skill, then well, why not try freelancing as long as you can. So that was the motivating factor to reignite. I mean, yeah, this meetup is very old actually. Started in 2014 actually, but I'm doing like consistently, like once in 2 weeks, I'm conducting a meetup and talking to people and trying to tell that you can freelance without headaches or something like that. So still, I believe that Bangalore, though it's a tech city, but it is not. I believe it doesn't have a. Uh, uh,
Yep. I'm listening.
yeah, Bangalore, though it's a tech city, but still it doesn't have a. How should I put it? It doesn't have a emotion behind it. Uh,
Devotion, Bangalore don't have devotion.
emotion, emotion.
Emotion.
Yeah,
Emotion in what sense? Like every Saturday and Sunday, I find people in pubs. That's very emotional for of them.
no, not that. I mean, as in tech, they're not that. They say that it is tech savvy, but it may not be that tech savvy, which looks from outside. So,
Okay,
uh,
maybe.
and yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, probably I'm judging them, but it felt like that.
No, it's not judging because I had the same opinion, and I'm thinking how to express myself in a very polite way because I felt the same over there. Like, yeah, people were in organization, but they don't know what they are doing and why they are doing. They're just doing it because they are trained to do that. And one of the ability which I found missing in people is like the question. Like they don't like critical thinking. Like for before doing a step, you think a lot from various perspective, quantify it, think, analyze, then choose an action. So like those critical thinking ability may be missing, may not be missing, or maybe I interacted with different batch of people, but the guys I interacted with were like they were passionate, but they don't know passionate for what. They don't know like
Yeah,
what they're doing, what why they're doing. They're just simply passionate.
yeah. Actually, I believe that most Bangladeshis are driven by the startup dream. Uh, the end goal is to become a Steve Jobs or a,
Yeah, like startup is okay, but startup for what? building apps, building a
Exactly.
web development thing. Like that's not what we need, fucking guys. Just come up and have a reality check. If you go on feed like my smartphone don't work, I'm relying on this like featured phone.
So
That's the reality. Forget that you don't even have a compute platform. No one is going to use that. So just have a
it,
reality check and build technology the people want.
yeah,
We'll have app
yeah,
for this, app for that,
exactly.
and everyone is very pumped up for that mindset. So that's why I'm saying like people don't have critical thinking.
And
So,
I think we should not blame them because you know that thing, right? Like herd mentality thing, right?
yes.
So we cannot blame them for choosing what they have chosen. So
Yep. It also comes from the like what you have gone through and what kind of environment you went through while you were growing up. You might have absorbed things from that environment.
true.
But the thing is like that's what the majority is. That's how the things are going on. And that was itself kind of a good thing because that was a motivation factor for me to take that decision and to move out. Like Bangalore was very much hyped out when I was still studying or still in home. The life in Bangalore was good. Then, then I realized like I didn't find like that Bangalore is for me. Maybe you have access to resource like easy and all, but that's not me. Like people are losing their originality in the sense like they are losing their mother tongue and that sense of diversity. Everything is like a typical metro city. Everything was like very. If you go to any major city of any country, it feels very same. So they were losing that sense of diversity and uniqueness, and they're merging into like one thing, which is one lifestyle, which is full of ignorance. Ignorance in the sense like lack of awareness, or maybe
Maybe convenience.
not convenience. Like things are very easily available in cities, but what I felt in rural areas is like that people actually care. Like, and if a tribe is living in a small community, they care for their environment. They care for a lot of stuff. They make their own houses. Wonderful. And even if they have small stuff, they make it themselves. And people do care. So yeah. And you shouldn't. One thing I totally disagree. Like people are losing their originality and their language. So yeah, that thing happened, which I felt over there in other metro cities. Yeah, life is pretty fast and it seems very glamorous, but every day it won't feel satisfying. You can't keep your parents with yourself in that atmosphere, or maybe, maybe. Then I came over here. Right now, I don't have any much stuff. Like I have very simple. I have one fan. I bought it myself. And I felt very happy when I bought it. And I have one induction stove. Very
So
simple very stove. But I did a lot of analysis. Should I buy gas stove, this and that, and what should I do? Then I thought maybe I have to upgrade to solar house. Then same thing will continue over there. I was like, why not? Like, let me have like self-sustained house. We need basic electricity. Panels are there, and panels are not that expensive. Panel cost maximum 50 rupees 1 watt. So 100 watt solar panel like 5,000 rupees is enough. You get your 100 watt solar panel, and that is sufficient for your electricity, fan, then lighting, and then little bit heating element. So that is sufficient. And then I came about this like thermodynamic one. That itself is sufficient. Even if you make that system and give it, it will keep on running. There's no wear and tear, much wear and tear parts. And one more thing I observe, like education system wise, we have central education, CBSE and all those stuff. Then we have state boards. I didn't get the logic. Why the fuck we have those stuff? And why the fuck they have like different degree of complexity? And then I came to know about this something called NIOS, National Institute of Open Schools. You don't even have to go to school. Just fill 10th form, 12th form, give the exam, pass the exam, you get the same degree. And you can spend that saved time on learning other stuff. Like, I was like, that's perfect. Spend your
Yeah.
life in makerspace, give 10th, 12th exam, and directly go to colleges and chosen colleges, like specific ones which you decide, like, this is what I want to do and learn in my lifetime. Anyhow, you have a limited 50, 60 years of life, like what I want to do in that time, and just choose your domain. So I think more of the energy should be spent on choosing a career path rather than learning everything and doing nothing. So again, then I thought like solar computer is like basic. So I have designed, like, I'm thinking of three model. One is for till class sixth. Other model is for class six to college students who need little intensive work. And third one is for small scale industry who want to do data entry and they want a secure system which don't get virus attack and this the malware Windows attacks. So solution is like every three of them is on Linux based, and kids will just play games and get comfortable with computer, how to use keyboard, mouse, how to paint and all. And 6 to 12 student will learn like basic stuff, how to use Excel, how to fill form, how to type, how to submit a proposal, like how to draft it, and all this stuff. And enterprise one is for data entry and like Windows, like browser and all this stuff. Yeah.
So all will have internet connected.
So yeah, this one is like I'm using Geo dongle. Not Geo dongle, sorry, BSNL. Like BSNL dongle is good. Like Geo, my smartphone don't work. Like I don't find like Geo. What's the use of that? So dongle BSNL is like Godfather. You can't beat him. Like he's like Undertaker. The more you beat him, he will come alive and he will rip you apart. Before this, like BSNL was offering me like $1,000 a month without cap, unlimited internet. So last month I downloaded something like 300 GB. That is sufficient for me. Okay, and this month they come up with new plan, 444 rupees, and every day you will get 4 GB for next 3 months.
Oh, 3 months for.
Next 3 months, it's just 444 rupees. And I'm like, that is perfect. Like one day, 4 GB is sufficient for browsing. If I want to download something, that day I download just that much content because I'm going to consume that much content, video tutorials and all. The next day I'll download it or something like that. But that is sufficient. And that is a common plan all over India. So that's what I'm thinking. Again, solar computer and one BSNL dongle. End of the story. Simple.
You can work from anywhere.
You can work from anywhere. Like simple. That's what we need. That's simple thing. What we need. And along with that, I'm going to give them a training on how to Google simple stuff. How to even in Google search bar, you add some tags like doc file, double dot for file type to specific search. How to just search, like how to know what you're looking for. Simple. And once the solar computer is done, my next plan is to build a digital microscope. I built a digital microscope in second year as a hobby project, and I went to NASA for that as in a conference, IEEE conference as a speaker. So again, solar power computer, attach your digital microscope. You can do all the medical testing, pathology testing on the spot, water sample testing on the spot, like agriculture soil testing on the fucking spot. You don't have to go and travel and spend your 4 hours every day to go and come. Do fucking shit on the spot. You don't need anything else. Internet is there. It's completely off-grid. Compute platform is there. Simple. That's what we need. We don't need
And you can
anything.
upload your data through your Raspberry Pi model.
I didn't understand. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, you can upload your data through your Raspberry Pi model to the cloud. So
Yeah, Raspberry Pi one was initial model.
okay, yeah, you upload it to the ARM
Yep,
Cortex.
ARM Cortex one. Raspberry Pi was good to get start, but the new one I'm thinking, yeah, that's better. But to start that, I need some money and to even make a prototype. And I'm looking at my own condition. I don't know what to do after August. I can think till August next month. If I didn't get any freelancing or this, that project, like I need to really consider and call my dad to airlift me from here.
So you won't get like uh, some
No,
tech company is not willing to
no,
invest.
no. Like people are self-centered, man. Like I don't want to take name. Like some company came over, they wanted to get some work done as their CSR. They got it done and they just said me thank you for your services. And they didn't even pay me back. So yeah, then I thought it's better to for go off as a freelancing work, just do some work. Like Indian mindset is like very backward from like business guys. Like I would say there's a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to learn. So yeah, that's the reality.
And could you like sell your hardware and make money? Is that
Sorry.
viable? Like you could sell your hardware and then make money. Is that a viable option? Or
That is a viable, but that will take me around 6 months to come up with
okay,
a stable product.
right.
As of now,
Mm,
like it will take me 6 months to come up with a stable product. Before that, it will be like unstable. It will crash. I don't know what combination will work. So till that time, I was like, what should I do? Then I thought it's better to go like freelancing, do some freelancing work. So I registered on a Udemy. I purchased a course for boot camp. So today I finished like uh, Node.js. I reached to that Node.js level. Then as today I started Express.js. So I learned those stuff till now, and then I thought maybe by the time I should apply for some freelancing work on Upwork. But freelancing thing is complete new stuff for me. I never did that, so I'm not getting any client or anything. So even if I get good client sufficient enough to cover my cost of living, that would be a great motivation to continue this hardware work. But if things didn't work out, then I have to reconsider. The problem with hardware is like initially you need little money to build stuff. Once you have a stable stuff, you can outsource the mass production.
right.
You don't have to think about it. And software, you initially you don't need much stuff. You just need your computers to do work. But Yeah, so I'm just trying to balance the equation, trying to figure it out. And I'm also taking care of adult tinkering labs, and government of India is having adult tinkering labs. So in Northeast, I got something like 57 labs. So I'm going over there, taking classes, teaching kids how to use basic stuff, how to use microcontroller, how to code, how to do a logical thinking, like step by step thinking, like how to make a sandwich example, take two bread, this and that. So yeah, those stuffs are working pretty good. But again, like you can't charge schools, man. Like you can't bill
Right.
them. So yeah, again, I'm thinking how long I can stretch this much because these stuff consume a lot of time and energy, but it's needed. Then I thought, like, if I'm not able to balance myself, then what I'll do next? I'll show you my kitchen. I don't have anything else to do. I'm cooking. I'll show you my kitchen. So,
I think you should go the Elon Musk way. Like
yeah,
first
a
build a
dollar a day, na? We used to spend a dollar a day for cooking.
yeah. I mean, first he built a software for they just okay.
This is my house. I'll show you my kitchen. So this is bed and iron station. This is that kitchen, and this is my workplace.
Excellent.
And that's my suit. I still have two suits to meet officials. I don't have money, but I have two suits. You need to maintain the standards.
Yeah, the show off part of your work.
Not to show off. People take you seriously. Otherwise, if you go into normal uniform, and they will take you like, "Arey, this is like a normal guy." If you go in suit, before last, normally I don't shave for like weeks, but for that event, I planned like shave. I took a special haircut, polished everything, organized, pressed everything, and then I went for that session. Then only people took me seriously. Ki, yeah, in Northeast, we need a maker space and a community, especially a developer community who can come together at one location with a diverse background and sit and talk. So I was able to get this thing into their head. And right now, the definition for startup for these guys is something like opening a shop, opening a pickle shop, opening a that shop, this shop. So they wanted money for to buy land to build house. So yeah, I didn't say anything. So I just asked my own questions. Yeah, but still trying to figure a lot of things out. Today, I was another thing I miss about Bangalore is like if you're hungry, you can go on street and you'll get idli dosa anywhere really cheap. And over here, I need to cook fucking every day, and it's same menu, khichdi like dal, rice, khichdi. I'm eating khichdi three times a day from last 2 months. I don't know anything else to cook.
You can learn something. I mean,
Huh?
you can learn something to cook.
Yeah. On induction, you can't make chapati.
Uh,
That's a surprise. Only cooker. On cooker, yeah. Ah, but yeah, I learned how to cook. I didn't know that. But that also a new experience. Like in schools, you don't know, you don't learn how to cook, or you don't know how to do like grow stuff. It's like what? Then I realized that's not our lifestyle, man. That's shouldn't be there. At least you should know how to grow stuff, how to like vermicompost. Right now, I have a bucket. So every day, whatever vegetables I cut off, I put it into that bucket only, and it decomposes. plastic waste is different, and that bucket waste is different. So that bucket waste is also there.
Okay. So that is a wet waste from kitchen.
Wet waste, yeah, correct, correct, correct. That is a different location. And over here, especially in rural area, there is a lot of variety of fruits and vegetables which are much nutrient, which have better nutrients. And one time I bought tomatoes and it lasted for 2 weeks. It didn't get rotten. 2 week, 2 weeks, and it just lasted that long. And like the artificial one, the chemical one, like you need to finish it up in four days maximum, four
Right.
5 days. Yeah. So those things I found pretty interesting. And with this water from air machine, the Urabu lab, it has one more functionality I'm visualizing. Like it can act as a dehumidifier. If I put it in a room, it will absorb all the humidity out of that room and throw it out. In that room, if I put fruits and vegetables, it will dehumidify it, and that fruit will last for 6 months. It won't get rotten out. Like dehumidified food don't rotten out. That's the same material available in Maggi masala, like small vegetable pieces you find, those stuff. But
Right.
masalas are processed 2 3 times. But if you directly do that, it will have better nutrients. So yeah, that will help. Luckily, this working prototype is available. Let's see how things work.
Awesome. So so let me know, man, how best I can help you.
Yep, yep, yep. If you can guide me in like this freelancing direction, I have no idea, and I'm thinking like that's for me that's more practical way to earn something and just cover my expenses. And freelancing, having little direction in that would be great. So if you can even make a video on your time, just screen record your stuff and put it on somewhere, YouTube or something, so that I can follow up the way the time you're comfortable in. Just record and just let me know how to get this freelancing thing to cover up my expenses. That would be a great thing. Yeah. That would be actually a great help. Right now, for me, the main constraint is like how to cover up the living and how even when people come for their meetups, I have to pay for that. Organizing small activities over there, I'm paying from my pocket because I can't expect those guys to pay for like uh, refreshments, and some guys don't have money for transportation, so I have to pay for their transportation. It's not much, but yeah, it multiplies with larger participation. So that time I need to rethink like this might end someday when I won't be able to sustain it. So I'm think, I'm thinking like best thing would be like if you can help me in this freelancing stuff, how to do it, like client and all. Right now I'm comfortable with this front end, all three sectors, and back end Node.js and Express.js I'm learning. Next I'll finish this MongoDB. So my web development stack will have Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB. That thing. And for front end, I can take care HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and jQuery. So I'm
Right.
comfortable with that stuff. Uh, just help me out, like how to do that. That would be great. And
What if
for please
what if I
continue.
could what if I could give you a client that would help, right?
That would help, but I don't have experience on working with it. Like maybe I can, if first I will think, maybe I'm not sure, like that will help or not. But I never worked with that sector. So maybe I'm thinking like maybe I can collaborate with you for some project, initially for one two project, just to learn how that cycle work. And next time I'll take a direct client on my own. Maybe.
So actually, the thing here is, as you mentioned, like this, you, okay, as you mentioned that the CD network and the similar websites, uh, got there's a bid war, right?
Correct.
So to crack into that bid war is little tough. So, so I usually suggest people that don't go that route, approach local clients.
Sorry.
I usually suggest freelancers to don't go that route as a starting point,
Okay.
because the entry is very hard,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Especially
everybody is bidding the next low price.
yeah. Yeah.
If the original says say one bid for $10 per hour, the next person will bid for $9 per hour, and so on. And the client, you cannot judge that who he will pick. Probably he'll pick the $5 per hour developer. So I think first, to get your feet wet, you should get a local client first. Get the project done. Get things rolling, and then you keep bidding. Maybe someday you'll crack it. That is the only thing I can say. But if you can maintain a local clientele, like a few contacts you have in in touch, so you can leverage them to make money, um, like regularly, like monthly, or how it works. So, I'll do one thing. I'll try to get your client, direct client, and we'll talk. I'll talk on behalf of you, and we can also think jump in whenever you want. So let us do that.
Yeah. That would be a great help.
And last thing I want is you are coming back from that place without getting your stuff done.
What? What? What?
The last thing I would want is you come back from Guwahati without getting your stuff done.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm also wishing like that not to happen. It's actually a nice place, man. Like it's actually a nice place, and local guys are very talented. Young guys are like very talented. They just need direction. That's it. They don't need spoon feeding. And our current definition of technology is like first you learn English, then you learn that technology. No, you need to. That's like two-way curve. It's unnecessarily complicated. Yeah.
And what is the regular profession of people there? Or,
In this area,
yeah,
hunting, gathering,
okay.
and
So they may
and
not be.
like they. It's not like they're poor. Like you'll find Rolls Royal and Royal Enfield bikes over here.
Wow, wow.
People are fan of bikes, trips. Yeah, it's just like they don't get recognition, or maybe they don't get a taste of it.
True.
So that's it. That's what they're lacking for. Else, I feel very surprised to know that like they make everything they need, they make it themselves. Whatever small stuff, big stuff they need, they build it themselves. So they have that skill. And another dangerous thing I'm feeling is like if these guys don't get direction, there are multiple cases I heard. People are migrating from borders and they're brainwashing people, and it is getting very violent. So, as a developer community, I think it's my responsibility to give them a at least a taste of it. So it shouldn't be like they get brainwashed. So even if in school level I take a session on what is brainwashing and give them example of it, I won't point it or specify okay these guys are doing, let's say just Amway guys, what they do is like be my member, then another member, those bullshit. And there's a repetitive pattern into it. Multiple guys do that. For a young
Right.
guy who's coming first time, he will get carried away, but that's a scam.
Right.
Same thing happened during college admissions, like 100% placement, this, that bullshit, without statistics or without your data supporting that. So even give take a very, even if I take a very simple session, they get very cleared up. And simple sessions on like what's education system, what are the different fields. I took a session, simple session on what are your options, like domains. I just in if you go to Harvard or Stanford, they have department. I just told them the department. I said these are the domains, and these are the works they do, and these are the users of that work, and this is the way you can relate it to. And they were so pumped up they didn't know about it. They was like, there's only one thing, government job. I was like, okay, government job, but then what? You have government job in administration, safety, emergency responses, all those thing category in government job. In India, if they say ki we want to protect our nation, we want to be a soldier. Soldier in what? We have 18 type of security forces like CRPF, Navy, and BSF who do the protection. Then there is Army. Army is different. Then we have NISF, like this who do the guarding of airports. NISF. Then we have Railway Protection Force. We have so many forces, and everything is government. Just choose and then think like actually you want to do that or not. So I just give them a taste of it, like how those domain and department is going to be like. So I especially do these session for 9 to 12 kids because they are the one who are about to enter the society, and I'm getting amazing results. Like people are much clearer like what they want to do, and I just give them one option. Okay, you want to do this, then go on internet now, Google it. These are your options. Simple. And it is making a wonderful work. And I also give them example of like contradictory things, like kids who are doing very wonderful thing in school and in practical life in industry they are doing something different, completely different. So how situation change. What's the importance of education? Many kids have this question, why should even I study? Like, why should I study? If you give that answer very clearly, it pumps them up. Like it pumps it, and the result, concentration, all those stuff follow up. So yeah, I strongly think like maker space and maker community, developer community is what needed in Northeast. And I'll act as a catalyst. I'll start once over here, and it will have a ripple effect over here. And there are multiple history about this area. When the Mongol attacked India, this Mughal guys attacked India, the local king of this place, he don't have a castle. There's Brahmaputra River. So Mughal came in with like so many ships and all those stuff in that boat. And the local king, he hardly had 1,000 people in his army, just 1,000 people, no ships and all. And Mughal were killing everyone, and they were so powerful. But the local king defeated them 17 times over here, and no one knows about it. I was pretty surprised. Like our history book never told about it. Northeast, they just say seven sister. That's the end of story. But once I came over here, I'm surprised. Like it's way nicer. Like it's so many things to learn. And then I started reading my books backward. Then I realized like history and all, they are like very polarized. Books and knowledge, academia is very polarized. And if you study the books in states, you have state boards, that books are polarized towards the people in administration. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck you are doing? So then I heard like NIOS, open school, best thing. Make a space, open school, best thing. There's no other point. Like it's like I went recently. I went to Central School, one Kendriya Vidyalaya. I won't take a name. Still, they are teaching those bullshits. Still, they are teaching Turbo C++ for C, for compilation and all that. We don't use that bullshit. I studied computer science. I got 90 in my 12th class. Once I came to college for 3 years, I wasn't even to print "Hello World" because I didn't know that you need to use using nameplace fucking std, and you don't include .h. Like we use hash iostream.h now. So you don't use .h, and Turbo you can compile it. So debugger was pre-installed. So once coming to college, I wasn't sure like what IDE should I use, how to debug it. So that was like I feel like I wasted a lot of precious time in that direction. And once I observe these kids, I feel like they're doing the same mistake. And school guys, they don't care, man. They don't care. You go on YouTube and watch my one video. I made a video on the name of smart class. They have computer projector and all, but it don't run. It was never been connected, and they don't even know how to use it. So even if you give them latest technology and they don't know how to use it, they won't do anything. So first, awareness and digital literacy is the thing you need to focus on. Even if you
Okay, give me 1 second and be back.
okay.
Sorry, bathroom break.
Just one second. I'm just looking for that video. It's on my YouTube channel. I even named it honestly. Yeah, this one. Watch this. Whenever you have time, just go and watch this video. So it might be a quite lengthy video, but yeah. And they have one more thing. So on schools might be 2 floor school or 3 floor school. On ground floor, they will have same benches, same quality, very nice benches. because an inspection invigilator come and he go to ground floor, and on third floor in every room they have every different bench, every broken and this and that bench, because no one goes to inspection to that floor. Okay?
Right.
And everyone
That,
goes to 11th class, 12th class and 10th class. So those room will have curtains.
like a VIP room.
Yeah, God, yeah. It's a scam. And they spend so much money. Like these school guys, when I ask them, it's like they get yearly budgets in like 50 lakh, 60 lakh yearly budget, and they don't know what to spend it on. So they do left and right work. Yeah, so it's like it's not like they don't have money. Like people have money, like admin have money, but again, lack of knowledge awareness is what we are missing. Despite of spending money on R&D, like
just a thought. Uh, could, could you pre-sell your like hardware to somebody who has money, or to get the ball rolling for you?
that for water from air, we can think of pre-selling it. But solar computer, no, not right now. Because solar computer, I need to design it. Like I did prototyping, I made for individual parts like battery packs, solar panels. That was separate project. Then display and processing, that was separate project. I need to assemble it once and do a hardware testing individually. But for water from air, that is ready. Like we are thinking to launch it in July this month only. The team is in Hyderabad. I'm just a electronics guy who is helping. The other guy, the main leader, is a designer, Swapnil. He made those beautiful designs. And one more guy is there. He's a structural engineer. He made the material, like what kind of material we should use so that it don't corrode for a long time. So he did his uh, studies in structural engineering. So that product we can go for pre-sale. That will happen in July only, this month. So for them, I need to build website, this one. But again, same guys, like for them also, I
Brand.
need to put money from pocket, like purchasing and registration. Like right now, so many people are dependent on myself. Now, if I fail, many people will be affected.
No, probably you are taking that responsibility. That is why.
Yeah, because I feel like someone has to do it.
And you're putting your hand up. So
Yeah. In that channel, there is one video for kids in tribal area. There might be a video. Conducted one workshop in tribal girls' school, and they never saw a computer, and that was like a complete rural school. And whatever, in that day, I took a 3 day session. So I brought in 3D printers, lathe machine, hammer, drill machine, cutting tools, power supply, and all. And I kept it over there, and I told them like, do whatever you like, just don't hurt yourself. And they were absorbing information. Whatever I was saying, they were just absorbing it and learning it by heart with that much concentration. You can just look it at their face. And after 3 days, they started asking me question. I was like, oh my god, well, Like I was worried. Like they actually started asking me good questions.
When they're
Honestly,
asking questions, that means they're picking it up. So
yeah. And one thing I observe, like once they get motivation factor, no, once those girls in travel school got motivation factor, it gave them enough courage to do things the way they want. Like once they're comfortable with tools, they started drilling it, making some small stuffs. Uh, so makerspace and meetups is like a big thing. That's what we need right that if that happened in native language, so again I'm focusing native language, not in English, Hindi or common languages. The information should come up in native language. Once you're comfortable in that, then we can switch to a common language which is understandable by which everyone can understand. So again, solar computing, I'm thinking to make it in Assamese. Like Assamese is the native language of where this is. So if we got complete computer in your mother tongue, that would be great. That would speed up the learning curve and speed up the understanding. Technology should again help you, not you should change yourself for technology and just it would be a burden. So yeah,
language in the sense like Linux is supporting multi-language.
but in while installation you can change for desktop installation you can select custom language and location. So in that language option, Assamese language again fine. So I'm
Okay,
thinking like to how to attach that library or what should be done to just rename those file structure and all.
right.
Yeah. That itself will take another R&D team.
True.
Yeah. So again, coming up with stable product would take me some time, but once that stable hardware is there, I just need to replicate it. For application, I got some industries in Taiwan. I
But
would
yeah,
go to Taiwan. You were saying something?
yeah. I was saying that my mother is not highly educated, but the way I have taught her computers, she she's like the techie woman in her friend circle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Like,
I don't like she operates every social media through a tablet, and she knows how to use a computer. And everybody asks her how did you do that? Um, I,
yeah,
so I
like,
think language is it's a less of a barrier if you are just using the computer for some purposes. But if you're reading text or like, then well, language is important.
yeah. I'll say like technology is a tool which breaks all the barrier, like gender barrier, language barrier, religion barrier, mindset. Technology is a wonderful tool to speed up. Everyone is interested into that, and once a guy is comfortable, like once a kid is comfortable in technology, it gives him or her a position where people see him as with a view of respect.
Like,
And once these girls were getting that thing, that was a like very big motivational factor for them to continue on. So I totally agree to that.
so I think you can actually launch without waiting for SMS. And well, once people start accepting it, then you go deep into it. Maybe that is a suggestion.
Yep. True. But for making a prototype over here, I would initially need some fund. So I applied for one incubation over here. Then again, but it will take 2 3 months for them. It's a government incubator. Another thing I'm focusing on is doing maximum production within India. I don't want things to happen outside. It will increase my cost and delay my work, but that fucking computer should be made in India. Operating system made in India, parts made in India. Like we can get spare parts from here and there. We'll make it in India. So right now everything is coming from outside. So then only I can claim like we build it, like it's our product, we build it, and it's for our people, by our people. Local guys will build it. I need to build a small team. I need to teach them the basic electronics like soldering, very simple electronics. That part I can contribute. Maybe they can use it for other purposes.
We have a Indian operating system called
The
BOSS.
CDAC one, no?
There's a I've heard BOSS, BOSS.
Boss, yeah. I heard about that in college. I tried to use it once, but I I just I never even installed it. I just heard about it, but never installed it. Maybe I don't know what these guys are doing. Like maybe they're doing some good work, but that good work with them only. I don't know where is it. Good, it's good, but good for you. And there are multiple. Like government of India is having one more scheme for soil health card. They are distributing like some soil health card. It looks very fancy, but on grassroots, if people don't know about it, like what's the use of it? If you go and check their website, basically is like a farmer will bring in his soil sample and someone will do the testing and that guy will upload the data. And there are so many point of error, like farmer bringing samples to one guy who will test it properly without a motivation factor of bribing him, and a clean nature of feeding exact data. And that UI is bullshit. It's very old, very outdated UI and all. It's so boring. Again, I'm saying solar computer do the fucking shit on the spot and give that employment to the local kid over there and give
If
an exposure to the kid about microbiology and all that.
if we can get the APIs of that soil testing thing, then we can, if you can have the hardware near the soil as close as possible, then you can, and, and if you have internet, then you can test it on the spot actually.
Hardware you don't worry about it. Like hardware, give me 1 week, I'll get shit done. You don't even worry about it. I'm a ninja in fucking hardware. I'll beat the shit up. So that's why I'm saying like this front end was bothering me a lot. Like this all front end thing, I was very much pissed off. I was like, I'll learn that this thing only, then I'll kill you. Hardware and software, both sides, I'll kill you. Two-sided sword, like yeah.
If you have overhead work, you just forward it to me. I'll be more than happy to get it done and do it myself. No issues.
Sorry.
If you have overhead work which you don't
Yeah.
want to do, forward
Yeah,
it to me.
whatever for me the roadblocks were, I'll tell you what were my roadblocks. My sensors and devices were sending in the data. I was getting all those data on my local laptops or local SD cards, and I wasn't able to visualize it. I need another laptop to transfer that data and do it physically. So that was taking a lot of time, and it's very again, just think about it. Selling hardware to those guys, digitally illiterate guys, like makes no sense. Like the what? They were like, it's available over there. That like वो तो ऐसा करता है, वो तो ये वो. People don't understand these stuff. They use a rubbish frame of references. Then I thought maybe I need to push it on server somewhere, store it, and then do a visualization from that part. That would be easier. I need to build some login. system, and I don't even know any single point of that, like how to do it. I have no idea about it. Then I sit down, then I thought like, in the meantime, I was losing money on hardware and sessions. So I'm not earning anything. My parents call me every day, like, what the fuck you are doing with your life? I have no answer for that. I'm hungry every time because I have to cook and I don't know how to khichdi every day. Yeah. And every day I have to wash my clothes and everything. And in Chhattisgarh, even I used to go for open defecation. So then I came up with like that once I made that FM transmitter. FM transmitter was actually pretty good. If you scroll it down on that website, like if you go in rural area, you need to talk to a lot of people. You can't speak a loudspeaker and all. You can't bring it. So I built a simple FM transmitter, and whatever radio devices they would have, a mobile phone will have, that will act as amplifier. So yeah, that idea came from there. So I built that. But I didn't follow up in that. For mass production, I have no idea how to do a mass production in India. I know like this is the solution and this is the problem and this is how it is saving life. But I have no idea for mass production. Like what should be a product design, material, leather material, because people need a fancy stuff. They need very good looking stuff. They need like, yeah, it's actually very elegant for my style. All that bullshit. For medical electronics, yeah, they need fancy stuff. I still have no idea about it. So, my right now plan is to make a front end, this software front end development, like full stack development. Then I leave computers, forget about it, and start learning product designing. How to work with those materials like silicon. This one silicon, yeah, putting it right place rather than here. Yeah.
There was a sad joke like if you cremate those women, then you will be possibly causing global warming.
Hot before and after life, hotter every day. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so man, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah. And one more thing I found out, like over here you find us bamboos. I don't know why we don't learn bamboos. Over here there's a variety of bamboo which has a diameter of more than 30 centimeter
Wow.
diameter bamboos. And you can actually cut it and make a plywood and all. So for solar computer, I'm thinking to build its frame out of bamboos. Solar powered computer made using bamboo frames, like its back end and like shielding the electronics, bamboos, not to go on plastic, at least for prototype. I'll make 2, 3 models just using bamboos. So that's what I'm thinking. And that way I can involve local carpenter and all. That's I definitely do.
But bamboo is like water absorbing, right? Bamboo is water
Sorry,
absorbing, right? Bamboo,
can you please repeat?
bamboo is water absorbing, right?
I need to put some oiling on it, but if you put some oiling coat or something, then it won't work. It won't happen. But still,
Hmm.
that would look good. At least it will gain some attention. So initially, you need to do that band baja for initially. No? So during that phase, I'll do a band baja, very solid one. You have seen those advertisements? Unnecessarily, they put in girls, kids, and dog, and they correlate it with their product and happy family. I think I need to do the same.
The girl child and a dog.
Yeah. Dog is bringing the bamboo in his teeth.
And the girl is making some techie stuff out of it. Or
Yeah.
okay. God. These Udavu labs, they are not getting funded anywhere. I mean, they're in Hyderabad after all, right?
What?
These Udavu labs guys, they're not getting funded. They're in Hyderabad after all.
No, man, it's quite difficult. Like, the plan is right now. Initially, they tried. They didn't get fund because everyone was looking for finished product. So they built a prototype. The video you saw was the prototype.
Okay.
Then they went on, ki, let's make a full-fledged finished product. So they made actually a die in which they melted aluminium and they casted it till that level, and that will finish in July. So that's all thanks to that structural engineer guy. In July, we're supposed to launch it officially. It's right now registered under startup company. It got the recognition of Startup India, so it is registered now. But funding, they still didn't get any funding.
That's sad.
Okay, man, let's wrap up. It's
Sure.
about to get sunshine. Like sun rises over here. Sun will rise in half an hour.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And it would be great if you can help me in that freelancing stuff.
Sure, sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye, man. Take care. For solar project, uh, just tell me what you want to do because I finished it once. Like panels, battery composition, modular battery controller. I finished it once. Like in India, whatever solar charge controller you can find, I did a testing on that. And then I came up with one simple charge controller for that specific application. So right now I can make a charge controller for the whatever purpose you need. So yeah, so solar panel, battery pack, and having a system running on it in a sustainable way you want, we can work on. But right now, I'm thinking to start from one point, one location, as you mentioned correctly, like getting wheel rolling, starting rolling out the wheel. So this two thing I'm focusing on, like solar computer and water from air. These two things have immediate use and need. And by that time, I'm looking for a method to sustain. So let's count down on freelancing. I have no idea about it. Let's
Sure, sure.
see. Chalo. Okay, man. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Yeah, same here. Sure. Good night.
Good night. Take care.
Bye.